Coming to you live from deep, deep, deep in the mud. It's Guerrilla Radio Show, folks.
We're about to open up a whole can of primatology discussion. So sit your candy ass down, because it's monkey time, bitch. Guerrilla Radio. Turn that shit to a reasonable volume so as to be considerate of others.
Okay, we'll figure something out. We'll figure something out, but we'll bring back
make like a graphic. We could.
But I think
we
you
could like
play
just
the opening
literally
music
each
over
of us
this
record
conversation,
videos of us
by the
doing
way, for
something
this episode,
stupid.
because we're doing a good, like, a lot of motion here. I think you should play, like, right now the intro's going, right?
get like a highlight
Blah,
reel.
blah, blah. See, it just lines up right there.
I'll be there for you.
Welcome to Guerrilla Radio Show, everybody. It's oh my god, I don't know what happened. I just like got like
The
Vietnam
mud department is
struck
calling.
by like a fuck. Like I just heard the school bell ring in my head for a second. I don't know why. That was like psychosis.
It's the mud. It's calling. Are you picking up?
Psychosis. Welcome
Hello,
to
everybody.
Once again, we're in the mud. I guess I will finally.
The
I have enough credit card debt to say that I am in the mud with you guys now.
How much credit card debt you got now?
Like 3,000.
Oh, that's nothing, dog.
Yeah,
I know. I just need to
last
get
year.
a second job and like.
Where?
Yeah.
That's the fucking... Where? Who's hiring? Who's hiring? Who is fucking hiring?
Halloween.
Building now.
The scariest thing we could put out for a Halloween episode is
The jobs report.
Fucking job report. Although no, we do have something Halloween themed planned for November because we couldn't get it done this month, but
Because we've been in the mud.
because due to the mud, of course. But what I would like to do first is I'd like to address the monkey in the room. Yesterday, there was.
Hold on. You know
What?
how I made this big sign that says I heart eating shit?
Yeah.
I'm going through my notes. I got another.
You got a tinier one.
Don't talk to me or my son ever again.
Shit. Am I at like a Dutch angle for you guys?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit, but it's
Fuck
cool,
it,
I
it's
guess.
swagged
It's
out.
endearing.
It's swagged out.
So, yesterday, a transport truck on the highway
kind of
in
truck?
Mississippi tipped over and let loose about 6 macaques from a laboratory. Now, here's the interesting part. Because at first, the police put out this fucking panic-mongering Facebook post for some ungodly reason. They were like, these
the
are
police are
very
stupid.
aggressive monkeys. They are infected with herpes, hepatitis, and COVID. Do not approach. Which, like, yeah, you shouldn't approach, but, like, don't make people freak the
should
fuck
approach.
out.
If you're
And
at home
also-
right now and you see a monkey walking across your yard, approach it.
Yeah, go give him a nice
Exactly.
big
Give him a
hug.
little high five. Give him a hug. They treat mutual masturbation as a sign of respect.
So, due
Walk up
to...
with a nice big smile, make your arms nice and wide, you know.
There's a fly in your
start-
room.
There's a
I
fucking
fucking
fly in
know,
your room,
dude. It's been driving
big
me
as
nuts.
fuck. It's big as fuck.
It's huge.
It's
If
You
big.
can see it.
If we ever blow up, dude, they're gonna be saying such anti-Indian shit to you.
Me?
Yeah, they're gonna be in the comments
I'm
like,
not
"Look,
Indian,
this guy's
I'm
got
white."
it. This guy's got. Oh, now he's white. Now
I'm
he's
not
white.
Indian, I'm
Donald Trump is
white.
president. Now he's white.
Yeah, this was always the plan. This was always what we
This
agreed
was
upon.
always the Snoop Dogg makes Coinstar for cheese. This was always the plan. Okay.
I'll be there.
So
No free advertising. I'm a fucking
in
double fist this shit.
response to this police post saying like, oh, there's these disease monkeys on the loose, cops, animal control, and I guess a private contracted animal like exterminator.
Blackwater.
Yeah.
Graham
do
Plattner
exterminate
saw the
animals.
opportunity to shoot something.
And okay, I shit you not, this is their words, not mine. They quote unquote destroyed all but one escaped monkey, meaning they just shot them to death or
Hell
otherwise
fucking-
killed them.
Wait, so they already got almost all of them? It's been
Yeah,
like 24 hours.
I assume I don't know what happened to the last one. I haven't seen an update, but they just immediately like fucking let loose the hounds of war on those little bastards.
What's fucking happening?
Let loose the hounds of war.
Let slip, is it? I don't
Yeah,
remember.
I think it's let slip, let the hounds. But it doesn't matter. This means the same thing.
Same shit.
I was just saying. I was just repeating it because it sounded cool.
Hounds of pussy out here. Everything
Woo-wee.
is bad. I'm sorry, folks. For
That's
those
what
of
I
you at home,
dog
I don't
pussy
know how
about.
happy and peppy I can be. I am so deep in the fucking trenches.
Greg has never been happy. I don't think once in his entire life. I've never.
That's
seen him
not
smile.
true. That's not true. I used to be happy. I used to be just like you.
It's a long time ago.
Anyway, folks.
Wasn't so long ago.
Folks, here's a little update. You know what? First, before I even start to tear Austin apart for whatever he's wearing right now,
It's a cute little cable knit sweater. Leave him alone.
It's not a cable knit sweater.
It's not cable knit. It's just a knit sweater.
That's from Kmart.
Yeah,
It's
you know
Old
what?
Navy.
Anyway.
Listen, what we thrive on here in America is slave labor to make our knitwear.
Hey, I
That's
buy
true.
all of my clothes from Goodwill, so I'm getting a secondhand slavery.
Hey, well, I got a question for you. When Snap ends, how are you gonna get groceries? Because I know you.
They
are.
denied me from Snap. I'm not
What?
kidding. Yeah, because I had student loans. They were like, you should use the student loans for food. I already spent it all.
Oh my god.
You should use the student loans for food, is what they told you?
That's
Yeah.
it. You know what? I'm probably already on a list, so I'm just gonna say it.
I'm
Kill him
glad
today. Do it not today.
Not lying.
Do it
I'm
now
glad
today.
you said that. I am gonna censor that out though, but that is
Thank you.
relevant to the
Can you
topic.
leave the video part of me doing this?
Yeah,
And just bleep
I'll
it?
I'll leave it in, but
Put the censor sound, but like.
that is relevant to the topic I wanted to cover today. But
Let's hear
first,
it.
I want to finish talking about this escaped monkey. So,
Can I ask you a question before you keep going?
okay, yes.
Can you sit back a little bit?
Yeah,
Am I
you're
loud?
Very
you're,
close.
You're really up in my fucking face.
You're
man.
really up in everybody's fucking business, right? You see how I'm like mostly.
Okay, all right. How's this? Is this better?
How is that chair as high up as it goes, or?
I think so, yeah.
Well, the microphone shouldn't be in your face like that. Move it down.
It's not our type microphone. It's a little bit different. You got to be close.
Yeah, it's one of those microphones where you got
Maybe
to
that's
talk
okay.
right
Just
into
move it
it.
down a little bit because it looks like you're like peering over it.
Hold on.
Okay. Now,
If
Tulane
we combined
University-
All three of our bank accounts, there'd be $400.
Yeah.
moving on. So these monkeys that escaped from the overturned truck, that truck driver really fucked up in several ways.
Bro.
Tulane University put out a statement in response to the police statement, and they said, no, these monkeys aren't infected. Do not panic. And then the police department the next day was like, oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry, they weren't infected.
We killed them
So-
all. We
My
killed
bad,
them all
Haas.
today.
So
bad,
what
OG.
happened
Not
here
today.
is either the university sent them a safety sheet about macaques informing them that they are potential vectors for those diseases.
Yeah.
Or they interviewed the truck driver and he panicked and was like, these things can carry fucking AIDS! And the cops just took that and ran with it.
And then you had the most undereducated cop in the world go, I don't know what vector means, but I'm going to shoot him.
Yeah, so a perfect storm of things happening here where along the line, the truck driver probably had to undergo safety training that he skimmed through because he's like, what do I got to know about monkeys for? I'm just a truck driver. And then in that moment when his truck is upside down and he hears the monkeys like breaking free of the truck, he's like, fuck, I remember that part about the herpes. Either that
ball
or
was
the
literally
university
curling.
gave the cops like a safety sheet including that information, and cops are illiterate, so they just assumed vector meant they're carrying the disease.
By the way, speaking about illiteracy, a new study came out from CNBC this week that says that 60% of Americans cannot read at a 6th grade reading level.
Yippee!
Yeah,
Bad
I'm so
for your job,
glad
Chandran.
Hey, no, I'll never be out of a job. We gotta keep teaching these motherfuckers how to read.
We got
You're gonna be teaching fucking
Phonics. I'm gonna be teaching phonics in 11th grade.
we gotta
A
do
says
the-
ah. B says buh. C says cuh.
so Honestly, the other thing, though, is with how hard it is to recapture escaped lab monkeys, and because these monkeys hadn't gotten to their destination and so probably hadn't been quarantined and tested for, diseases, I'm not... Shooting them is, drastic euthanasia, but, the alternative is trying to get Mississippi cops in bumfuck nowhere to successfully wrangle some monkeys, and that's just, I don't know, man. There's not a lot of good scenarios here. The solution was to not flip the truck.
Bless me with a little sip.
So the other considerations for this story is that people are already panicking because someone posted a screenshot. Aren't rhesus monkeys from China? Is China shipping us COVID monkeys? Because of the tariffs on China and our rhetoric surrounding them causing a lab leak that led to the COVID-19 pandemic, literally gigantic words.
Mainstream media are they just going with that now?
Giving up? Yeah, they're just giving up.
Because now you see people on there being yeah, the lab leak, obviously.
Well, however it happened, the White House has decided that the official story is now that there was an intentional lab leak from China. Because of that rhetoric and because of the tariffs, we literally have monkey tariffs. China has stopped sending us macaques for research, even though 80% of the U.S. lab macaque population is supplied by China. The rest from India, but mostly China.
We love India, right, guys?
Yeah, true.
So I have a refugee
they roasted you on Chinese internet.
They're roasting you on Zhao Hongshu. So if they hadn't caught or killed them, the chances are that these monkeys were all males, so they probably wouldn't have started breeding. That wouldn't mean they wouldn't try, brother.
Good one, I guess. I'll give it to you.
This is less likely of a invasive macaque population than the already real spreading scenario of the monkeys in Silver Spring, Florida, who in under 100 years have established a breeding population in several locations and have spread to the Florida Keys.
Ooh, they're going on vacation. Couple of monkeys sitting on the beach in the Keys, soaking up some sun.
One thing monkeys love is vacation. So
that's true.
That's why we as human beings are always programmed to enjoy the weekend. We just want to go. We just want to go on vacation.
So my new job is working with vervet monkeys, the ones that are invasive from St. Kitts Island. Remember how I was going on about how we should be just using those since they're going to be exterminated anyway for research? That's basically what my job is now. But
exterminating the monkey?
No.
Research.
Tell us.
Research.
Well, worse than exterminating, you're doing horrific experiments.
No, they're not horrific.
You're doing Unit 731 shit.
We are. This is very minimally invasive behavioral and dietary observation research.
It's minimally invasive to see what happens when you freeze a person.
But
it's not minimally invasive. We have different definitions. Anyways.
Austin called me up at 12 in the morning, sobbing, crying. He's like, I can't do this with the monkeys anymore. I can't do this with the monkeys. I'm killing these fucking monkeys. We should trade.
Can you put it in characters at the bottom for me?
Fine.
I'm
copy and paste in Discord.
I'm copy and pasting it into the Discord.
Okay.
Oh, okay, whatever. I don't remember what I was going to say anymore.
You don't even remember what you were going to say. So, the other thing... So, these invasive monkeys from St. Kitts Island, they were brought over to the islands in the 1600s on pirate ships because pirates kept them as pets. This is to say that if these monkeys can completely take over these islands in 400 to 500... 400 years... Less than that, but I don't remember. Point being, your great-grandchildren are probably going to be dealing with an invasive monkey population if they live in Florida or the American Southeast. So that's something to look forward to.
You think they'll be in America? That's a real question. Do you think America will still exist in 400 years?
No.
I think we're going
it'll...
like the Qing dynasty, dog. I think we're going to exist for 500 years, but 400 of them are just going to be terminal decline.
Yeah. So, the other thing with invasive monkey populations is they typically don't have any predators except for the Ford F-150. But there are...
They share that with toddlers.
The main thing that I think could balance out like invasive monkey populations is that they're just going to be like there's going to be like common insurance reports, deer strike and monkey strike. You're going to be picking monkeys out of your fucking radiator.
Dude, I can already imagine the fucking dude who in his close your eyes, beat up white Chevy.
We've done this bit.
Driving home, hits a monkey on the way, on the way home.
God damn it!
He's got 3
Took
beers.
the hubcap out again.
He got 3 beers in the cup holders.
From Open Season where he swerves off the road to hit
Hey, he's gonna take that monkey home and throw him on the grill. He's gonna skin
like
him.
Xavier Leggett, like bringing the fried squirrel to the Panthers games.
Dog.
I love that boy. I love that guy so fucking much.
The Panthers.
They really took him
deserve
out
to
of the
win.
fucking mud.
Yeah,
Dude,
we thought we
eats
were in the mud.
squirrels. Well, we're in the mud.
Well, we are in the mud.
I am now eligible for snap,
I've never eaten
and
a
there's
squirrel.
no snap.
I've never
Fuck.
eaten a squirrel before. I'm not
You
in
picked the
mud.
worst. This is like the worst time to be
broke.
in an economic crisis
Did
that
you
you have
know
no
that
control
over
over.
the course of this week, 250,000 people have lost their jobs?
Oh yeah,
Isn't
no,
that
this is.
exciting?
I mean,
Let's pull
they're
this
just
job
never
up.
going to call it a recession or depression because then that would make the stock guys scared.
Yeah. So, I mean, in the upper news, be on the lookout for Greg's coffee truck arc because I am gonna save up money and do it.
Yeah, fuck finance.
I can't work in finance anymore, folks. I'm not evil enough to like do what I do for banks. It does not make me feel good, and I am trying to be responsible. So I am taking on a shitty little supervisory position at a logistics company, where I will be doing that from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. So now, pretty soon, all our episodes are going to be recorded like in the daytime or on the weekend, because I'm usually going to not be available. But what that does mean is that maybe I can do some late night, or I can do some daytime streaming before I go to work.
Maybe.
And I'm going to be working on getting a coffee truck together so that my beloved and I can pursue our dream of having a cat cafe. Because I don't want to work for people anymore. It's absolutely soul-crushing.
You've decided to become petite bourgeois.
It's not really petit bourgeois if I have no employees, is it?
But it's not like you're not evil if you own a small business. But like you
You're
can.
evil if you avoid paying taxes.
But you can
Also not
be. Okay, a lot of small business owners are evil. Maybe even most of them, but not all of them. Not
We're
all small business
right
owners.
now.
We're technically small business owners. if you think
Also,
about it.
that's another thing. Guys, if you're at home, this is a
And
good
I'm
time to
evil.
do this because they're still listening. They haven't turned it off yet. All 3 of us are, like, not great financially. So,
Oh yeah, no.
please, God, if you've been laid off, I get it. If you haven't, please fucking give us some Patreon money. Tell your friends who like the show. If they had never heard of the show, send them your favorite episode. And then say, hey, these guys have a Patreon where they put out video episodes all the time. Fucking send them there because I'm begging you, we need this shit to blow up.
Yeah, we need this
The 3
layoff
of us
to,
are
like-
so goddamn close to, like, fucking abject Dust Bowl poverty, okay?
Yeah.
Every day, I want everybody to know I wasn't on the last episode because I go and I do manual
He died.
labor 500 miles away from my house 4 or 5 days a week now to make ends meet. And it sucks, it's fine, and I'm grateful for the opportunity. But please, God, fucking help us.
Please, God.
I'm begging you.
I have a
stranger on the
fun
internet.
movie planned that we can watch for the bonus episode.
Please.
So that's
And you know
Parasite.
what? Here's the other thing, folks. I'm going to do this coffee thing. I know how much money it's going to cost. It's going to cost me about $6,000 to get everything all set up.
That can't be true. That's gonna be
Yeah,
way
it
more
is.
than that, man. It's gonna be so much fucking more than
No,
that.
it's really not.
I'm telling
It's
you
really
right
not.
now, it's gonna be maybe triple that.
It's not
There's
going to be
no
$18,000.
earthly fucking way
You don't
on
really
God's
need that much.
green
You need an
that you are
espresso
going
machine.
to get a coffee truck up and running for $6,000.
You need an espresso machine, a grinder, a sink, and a trailer that I can paint. That's it.
Okay.
It's really all I need. And I'm going to be doing that. So, but I want you guys to all keep on the lookout because I'm about to be a non-binary with the roommate situation. And I am proudly going to launch a GoFundMe for this at some point, okay? Just
Okay,
to see if
yeah,
anybody gives me any money. I would appreciate it, and I love you forever if you do. And there'll be all kinds of cool graphics. I've already got the LLC picked out. I got to file and register and trademark my stuff. But
Greg wants to know if he can
Yeah,
hold
okay.
$1.
I would love to know if I could hold a band.
Could I
Hold a
please
couple
hold
bands.
6 bands
Could
for
I
just the
please
one
hold
time?
6 bands for one day, because I'll buy all of it in one day.
Okay, so back to the episode, though. Macaques are aggressive to humans. Yes, that the police saying that is technically true. But for however long they were outside and alive, they were terrified. Like, captive monkeys freak the fuck out when they have to leave their cage for any amount of time because they go outside and they realize that new things are scary. Even though they're really good at escaping things, they get out there and they usually want to run right back in. Typically, the protocol for like escaped monkeys is just like open their door for them, and there's like a 50% chance that they'll just go back in because they're scared.
Oh, little baby.
So it's a little sad
Little
to
wuss.
think about.
You a little scared? You scared, huh? You gonna piss your pants? You gonna cry, maybe? Huh? What you gonna do about it?
Macaques are
I
aggressive.
want a macaque as a pet.
You what?
Think about the Instagram.
We've been
grift
doing this
money
episode
we
for
make.
so
Think
long.
about
What do you
the
mean?
Instagram grift money.
You're not making any money off of that, brother.
I'm gonna get the macaque and immediately have him taken by animal services, and then I'm gonna start a GoFundMe to get him back.
Good idea.
Okay,
yeah,
hold
you know
on.
what? Good
Never
idea.
mind. Yeah. Because
I can
By
supply
the way,
you some
Austin,
monkeys.
Austin, you never said nothing about it.
Go Bills.
Go Bills, baby.
Go Bills.
My season's over.
Austin and I went to the Bills
If the
Panthers
Browns
game,
do
by
not
the way,
win
last
another
weekend.
football game for the rest of this season, you know what? I'm making this solemn pledge right now. If the Browns don't win another football game for the rest of this season, I will be changing allegiances to the Buffalo Bills.
I thought you were gonna say you're gonna kill yourself, and I was like, finally. it's
That
gonna happen.
too.
You know what? Miles Garrett give up on the team
Myles Garrett get traded
to the Bills.
to the Bills. Well, nah, he's over the hill. He's got like 2 good years left. He's getting old.
We just need him for one season, brother. Just one ring. One ring.
You need one wide receiver. One. You have
So-
currently you have 0. You need one.
No, we can't talk about football. Okay, I have to go back to my point. Macaques are aggressive to humans for a variety of reasons, but part of it is just that they're communicating their boundaries with us and communicating that they're stressed out for some reason. Not
And as
all
3 white men. We don't respect boundaries.
Hey,
not all monkeys communicate in this
I
way.
respect women.
I think
Look me in the
chimpanzees
No.
I think chimpanzees are another primate that can communicate through being violent to humans that they're unhappy with the certain scenario. Some viewers may recall a couple examples of this, but at that rate, what does aggression and violence in monkeys actually mean? Like, what is it communicating?
Mm-hmm.
I actually did get into a Twitter argument the other day
I saw that.
with
By the way, for a man who like technically has a job, you are still acting very unemployed.
I'm still posting like the rent is due because it is due.
We gotta start making those. We gotta get Twitter verified, and then start
You
making
gotta-
those posts on like October 28th, where we're like, a real man helps a woman pay her bills.
Yeah. Okay.
By the way,
so,
ladies,
Wait, make 2 posts every October 7th. Israel deserved it, and we must destroy Hamas.
you gotta tweet Israel
100
deserved it, and
clean
then
hundo.
quote tweet it with
Yup.
"We must destroy Hamas."
okay. So I got into a Twitter argument that basically it was a whole thing, but the part of the idea was that I was maybe demonizing chimps by saying that they regularly rip chunks of flesh off of each other. You know, I would disagree. I don't think that's demonization. I think it's just an acknowledgement of reality. And I don't think that, like, ripping chunks of flesh off of each other, being violent, is like something that means that chimps are the devil incarnate. Like on an actually serious note. Like I know we joke on this podcast, but
like your pets fight each other all the time. You know?
Yeah, and that's what
They bite each other, they scratch each other. It's playful, but it's like they're animals. They don't.
Well,
care.
it's not always playful for primates, but
true.
On like
sometimes they'd be going to war and eating each other.
Yeah, I mean, starting my new job has reminded me of a few things that.
Oh yeah, me too.
It's given me
prove it
a lot of new perspective because I started working with vervets and. Vervets aren't known for being particularly violent, I wouldn't say.
Oh.
But I walk in there
because of all the torture.
Yeah, but y'all keep like putting them like in grease and shit. Like
you guys are putting them in like horrible contraptions and like
you guys are doing like happy tree. You guys are doing happy tree
friend shit.
No, I'm getting to my point. I will address this with.
Tact.
With grace. With tact. All right. On that note, though, there was apparently a guy who got fired from my job because these are behavioral observation studies. They have cameras on the monkeys at all times. So apparently they were reviewing the camera footage and they saw this guy like get lunged at by a monkey because monkeys like to try and scare you. Sometimes they're just doing it to be mischievous. And he like puffed up his chest at the monkey and was like, "You what? You think you're tough?" And like shook the cage at him.
That's some type of shit I'd be doing to them. You think you're so big?
Me too.
You think you're so
big,
bitch?
real.
You think you're big?
I do that shit to kindergartners, man. If a monkey came up at me, I would be on top of his ass.
Well, like,
I'd be all over it.
It's unreasonable, but like there is, if you don't have good impulse control, like even like dogs, where it feels like they're doing shit just to piss you off, you're like, I oughta.
That is like half of what being a cat owner is. You're like, you fucking piece of shit.
I'm gonna strike you.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking
open
skin
palm,
you.
belt to ass, buddy. It's coming.
I'm gonna show you what it's really like here.
Okay.
Do you want me, by the way?
No.
Does
Why would you ask that?
Do you want me carnally, Austin? If push came to shove and we were in prison together, and the only way to make sure that we didn't have to get sexed into the white nationalists, would you fuck me?
I think for the good of the proletarian internationalism, I think I would.
Here's the deal. Proletarian internationalism aside, because I think we should probably just take a moment to say we're doomed. But also, would you fuck me, dog?
Okay. Going back
gay
to the
and
episode.
I wouldn't fuck you. Sorry to say,
Why?
Greg.
So my
my
wider point is that violence is very common among primates, including us. Yeah. Obviously, why is that? Violence is, for one, a tool of establishing dominance. For just in a vague sense, like so.
The curse of our consciousness.
For example, the stronger monkeys, in a general sense, can beat the shit out of other monkeys to become high-ranking. Mm-hmm. Low-ranking female primates give less food to their babies because they have last dibs, which means that their babies are probably going to be smaller and weaker, so they grow up inheriting their mother's, social class, so to speak. It says a lot about society. But also,
society.
We know from this podcast that the quote-unquote alpha, not a real scientific term, the top-ranking males and females of primates aren't always just the strongest and most violent. They're the ones who can actually prove that they can provide and be responsible. So lower-ranking females still get food. Like, they're not going to be starved to death. They just get less of it. Mm-hmm. But the trade-off here is that they aren't constantly stressed out from managing the entire troop and like keeping everyone in line and constantly fighting to keep their spot in the hierarchy. There's a video that I watched recently where it's like a nature documentary and it's focusing on the sort of like quote unquote neglected lower ranking monkeys, and the high ranking monkeys have like just like grisly fucked up scarred faces, and the low ranking monkeys look completely normal and fine, like baby faces.
Yeah. And
you think about it, it's like that's like sorry, I just did the
6,
Go ahead,
7.
do it again. Do it again. Do it again.
It's kind of.
I saw a great Instagram reel the other night. Some kid was like, me when I'm going to sleep and I'm counting sheep, and he's like, got my. I busted out laughing. It was so good.
I hate that I still don't really get it.
It's
There's
just like
nothing to get.
1738. There's nothing to get.
It's just numbers that were
it's just
called out in the
music
song.
lyrics.
Hey.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, what's up, hello?
That's literally it. It's just I just don't think I think with the way the internet works these days, like I think less people have heard the song 6-7 is from.
Right.
Than
It's just
people
become
have
a
heard 1738.
small aside. I was volunteering at the zoo, and there was a family, or no, it was a school group of very small Mexican children.
I think you might have told us one on the podcast already. I think that's
Maybe, but I think it was on a bonus episode. Anyways, they didn't speak a lick of English, and they're just talking, and then all of a sudden one of them goes 6, 7, and then goes back to speaking Spanish perfectly fluently with the rest of the group.
Do it in his voice.
No.
yeah. Do it in the kid's voice.
Do it in his voice.
So
What did he say?
What?
What was he
What did
going
he
on
say?
about?
no.
What was
Okay,
he
back to the episode. This is serious
Why is your
discussion.
hair purple?
He's
not
purple
purple.
for an amazing reason.
He's purple. Why?
I know
It's-
why, but I won't
it's
tell
gray.
you.
Why? Why is it purple?
It's silver. It's not
It's
purple.
silver.
It just looks
Who are you
purple.
Being, who are you
in
being
this...
for Halloween? Who are you being for Halloween?
Going back
A
to
woman.
the episode
He
topic.
Why? Oh God, do I wish? All right.
The Austin was a woman?
Yeah.
Sorry.
So there is also a sort of comfort in primates in knowing what your ranking is and being comfortable with that.
Like this is, I think, you and Greg's primary problem. Is like you will not just accept that you are low class. That like you will be poor forever, and like there's nothing you can do about
look,
it.
there's some people.
I hope you lose the house.
There's some people.
See, I am a certain class, and you are a certain other class,
Listen
and like
here,
if we
ain't
just
in the
all accepted
subcontinent
that,
no more, bitch.
everything would be so much easier
Listen
for
here.
all of us.
So-
Here.
Let's
I've already
learn from the
decided,
monkeys.
I've already embraced the fact that I am indeed, like, I realized this. I was on a job site the other week, and I'm putting in the cabinets and shit and doing stuff. I walk outside and I realized something. I may be one of the 5 people on this job site with English as a first language, but 100% of us are Catholics.
Okay.
Every one of us.
Shout out the Catholic Church.
We are religiously the laborer class. Austin, we're not built to do anything with the Protestants.
We're the
they're
laboring
capitalists.
class.
The Protestants are the capitalists.
This is the real materialism.
No, this is my serious analysis. Protestants are better at doing capitalism than Catholics, and it's because Catholics ingrain one thing in you. It's called empathy. And the Protestants, they don't give a shit about that because you have to work
The
hard.
Protestant work ethic.
You got to be predestined for shit, right? Catholics, it's community. It's why when you go to
That's
Italy,
why the
everybody's
Italians and
poor in Italy.
Irish were regarded so poorly when they first came here.
It's because they didn't want to work hard, because where they come from, you don't have to work hard to have a community and have a home and have a family and have the things you want, because the community provides. Everybody puts in a little bit of work for a lot of good things. But the Protestants...
Is that why
disgusting,
Mussolini
cold
took over?
I don't know what happened there.
No, we're stronger together, man. You know, yeah.
Okay, no, back to my point. There's some monkeys who, aren't going to be, fighting to increase their ranking because, they're fine getting their ration of bananas.
If I got 2 bananas a day and got to just hang out, yeah, I'm not gonna get in fights for my.
Okay, this
fourth
is
and
going to
fifth
sound
banana.
like a crazy comparison, but,
Let's hear it.
I've recently finished Collapse by Zubak, the book on the collapse of the Soviet Union.
Do you read
and
books often?
Well,
I'm being deadly
audiobooks,
serious.
but also real books, yeah.
I haven't read a book in so long.
He's always reading books, man.
Well, I
When
have
was the last time
long
you read a book,
commute.
Greg?
I read Dune, the first 3 books. I read those last summer.
You should get back into books. They're fun.
Yeah,
You should read.
You haven't
Everyone
read a
at
book
home-
in a year?
Pretty soon they gonna cut the power off. I've been meaning to read this. I have.
No, but you haven't read a book in a year.
I have read a lot of articles.
No, but
I
you
have
haven't
not
read a
read-
book in a
I've
year.
read over
I have not
1,000
read a-
tweets.
I have not read a book. I have not read a book cover to cover since last July.
You gotta be reading more books, man.
I would love to read.
Yeah, okay,
books.
if you get anything from this podcast, read a book.
Read a fucking
You
book.
wind up like me.
It's like a fundamental like fact of life that like you need to like. I mean, not a fact of life, but it's like a fundamental part of like the society we live in. You got to read books.
Do you know how
We
many
fucking
people fought and
forgot that
died for your
apparently in the
right
past
to
15 years.
be literate?
I'm
yeah.
Catholic peasant brain. Sorry, I don't need to read. The church will tell me. Shout
Okay.
out. Shout
That's
out
why
to
you
Pope.
listen to all your podcasts.
I do
so
listen to
this
a lot
is
of podcasts.
so this might be a crazy comparison,
The
but like
podcaster is like
it
the
almost
Catholic Pope at the pulpit, you know.
Felix
Reading
Biederman,
to the
you are my
masses.
Pope.
it almost reminds me of like how a lot of Soviet citizens were getting food rations. Like there was a safety net and they were guaranteed food, but they were super jealous of like all the different brands and American superstores, and so they threw it all away. And now they have all these different brands and they can't afford them, and they're eating even less food.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. Capitalism sell you a fucking dream. That's all it sells you. That's all it sells you. I've noticed since I started doing manual labor, I'm getting a little hotepy when I talk.
you gotta stop that,
My brother.
Okay. So this brings us to a point. Okay, so there's hierarchies in monkey species in nature, just generally. There's hierarchy in nature.
I think it would be better to say that there is a caste system in me.
No.
No,
So,
seriously, I mean that. I think that works better.
I don't
know if
think
that
that's
works better.
necessarily
I don't think
because
that's true.
it's
It does for the
Caste
monkeys.
no.
is a particular
I'm going to
thing.
get to my point. The caste system is like predetermined. Hierarchy is something that's constantly negotiated and renegotiated, and that's important to my broader point here because hierarchy can be natural, but in a much more democratized social way that isn't just muscle mass takes all. If a monkey is already established as high ranking and a stronger, lower ranking male tries to fight him, the lower ranking male could beat him, but all the other monkeys already have faith in that high ranking male's leadership. So they will jump that motherfucker because they trust the previous guy. But if the current top dog is just a tyrant beating the shit out of everyone, if someone goes around and like grooms other males, is kind to the females and children, then they will straight up support him in like a military junta to overthrow the tyrant chimp. We've seen examples of this. And they usually eat the tyrant chimp when they're done with him.
So you're saying that the chimps kind of operate under a form of Peronism?
Sure, man.
Because it's completely undefinable, but marked by military juntas. We should start a Peronist party.
So I'll admit that my perception of how violent primates are and why I make the posts and jokes I do is influenced by the fact that I work with captive primates in large groups. Large groups are more natural, but in nature, if an unwanted male gets his ass beat by the group, he can just go somewhere else miles away and not get his ass beat anymore. But in captivity, primates don't usually have that option because they might have a big enclosure, but they can't just leave the social group if they get kicked out. They're just going to keep coming back to get their ass kicked. We can step in and we can move them to a different colony or a different enclosure, but that doesn't guarantee that the problem won't reproduce itself. And nothing's guaranteed. That could happen in the wild too. But like
Okay.
these vervets, who I didn't really think vervets were violent monkeys. Sometimes I walk in and it's like a fucking crime scene in there, like genuine blood splatters on the wall.
You ever find like dead ones?
No, they don't die because they're not trying to kill each other. They're communicating things when they're being violent to each other. They're communicating
How big is
like
a vervet monkey?
like the size of like a dog.
Like a capuchin monkey size, or they're big?
No, bigger than that. They're like 40 pounds.
Oh, okay.
Well, or maybe I'm just thinking of Reese's, but they're
You work
they're
there.
like dog sized.
You
They're
should tell everybody where you work.
no.
Why, you don't want me to tell them?
It's
you
got
work at
several. It's got security checkpoints. They couldn't get to me even if they wanted to.
Motherfucker,
Could you
works at the goddamn
imagine
nuclear
like
research
GRS listeners launching a fucking attack on the goddamn monkey facility in unnamed
Remember,
city that you live in
folks,
or
Can't
nearby?
stop all of you.
You don't
And
even live in the same city.
You could probably
Yeah, no.
prep
I
right in the
commute.
parking lot because like a large group of like
There's no parking lot,
a large group of disgusting people.
brother. It's in the
milling
middle
around.
of nowhere.
Wait,
Nobody's gonna notice.
okay, so Austin, you're back on the 40-minute commute lifestyle, right? How's that going for you?
Yeah, how's that going, man? How's that
A
going?
lot of miles on my car.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you
I
know how many
want to kill
miles I've put on
myself
my
every
car
fucking morning. Do you know how
since
bad it's
I-
gotten for me?
I like
this
to listen to
bullshit?
audiobooks on my commute. It's not that bad.
I
You
listen
gotta
to
listen
fucking
to
public
State
radio.
Revolution bass boosted.
Okay.
I listen to public radio on my way to and from work.
You know what? I'm starting to fuck with NPR a little bit.
Low key. It kind of
Low
goes.
key, I like getting mad at it because I'm like, you guys don't have a good analysis at all. But like, they be telling me shit.
Like, no, I disagree with this.
Because I had to drive to Myrtle Beach from Asheville. For those of you who don't know, it's about 400 miles. It's a 6-hour drive. So the whole time, like, I'll catch up on my podcasts halfway through. I don't listen to that much shit. So 3 hours of podcast, and then I got 3 hours listening to South.
Do you have
Carolina
Spotify
Public.
Premium?
Yeah.
They give you free audiobooks with Spotify Premium.
I know, but I've been like
He doesn't
catching
read.
up on podcasts. I also I finished
tap in.
Blowback. I finished the new season of Blowback, so I was like, so I've just been catching up on some other stuff, and anyway, so I listened to like 3 hours of South Carolina public radio, and it really, really early in the morning. It's just BBC News. It's just the BBC.
Yes, yeah,
and
because
that's
this
pretty odd.
usually NPR, the local public radio stations are like working with NPR, so they get NPR stuff, and NPR is obviously a part of the big, thing. So they get.
Isn't NPR like
It's part of
defunded
the
now
big
though?
Soros. The big Soros bucks.
Yeah, it's the big Soros
Yeah,
bucks,
the
right,
the
yeah,
Ouroboros
it's a big thing, yeah.
of demonology.
I do think NPR is like defunded now a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Everything's
NPR
defunded now. World over.
NPR News is like low key bad because it is just capitalist news.
Yeah.
But, like all
I
good
mean,
Marxists,
Like all news under capitalism.
and I will say, like all good Marxists, and I really do mean this. So we talk about like what I do for work fairly often, like because I work in finance and I've been working in finance.
Well, you don't do that for work anymore.
I don't do that anymore. But like
You might
I
never do it again.
know a lot. I'm not gonna do it ever again. But like I know a lot about how this shit works, so we talk about it a lot. But I will say, and it's a trope, if you are a Marxist, I really do think it is worth your time to pay them $1 a month and read the Financial Times. Because the Financial Times actually is a really good resource on like analyzing capitalism. Because within the Financial Times, they're honest. They don't lie. They're telling you this is
Well,
the thing
Marx based
that's
all
pushing.
of his work on what's his fucking face? You know the guy.
Adam Smith.
The Economist.
Adam Smith. So
Oh.
like
He
he's
based
not
a lot
like
of his numbers. Yeah.
yeah, like he's not denying capitalism. He was a good
Yeah, it's a
analyst
critique
of
of capitalism. That's
Yeah,
the
it's
whole
like
point. You have to
critique of
understand
capitalism.
capitalism to be a Marxist.
Which is
Right.
why I'm saying, like, seriously, read the Financial Times. It gives you a lot
Read
of
the news,
information.
read books, read something.
Yeah, do something.
This is
You know
actually why I have been really sorry, we're all way off on tangent, but it's okay. Oh, this is our 4th anniversary. You gotta talk about that eventually.
Oh
We
yeah.
are.
Well, I
Well,
still
well-
haven't gotten to my point.
what the fuck is your point, dude?
You weren't.
We've been
letting
going
me
for
get
43
to it.
minutes.
I have a whole thing here.
But I've been listening to public radio, and it's nice kind of hearing about the things like the day of, because I'm like more of a podcast guy for like my
I'm a
big
podcast guy for
news
my
breakdowns. Like I'll do like the some more news, even more news guys. I'll do the it could happen here guys.
I do the guy from the PSL. He's got a good one. He's got a horrible voice, but it's pretty good. It's called Socialist something.
Yeah. But
He's
with
got a good
NPR,
one.
with public radio, you get all the news stories the morning of, day of, as they're happening. It's nice. It's nice to be super
Journalism's
caught up.
important.
Journalism
Journalism
is
is
so important.
Stop getting your news from fucking Grok on Twitter. I'm so serious. Stop.
If
That's
we
what it
lived in a
is.
better world, I think I would love to
Here,
be a
I'll
journalist.
give you guys a little plug.
By the way, I
it's
just want
called
to
the
put
Socialist
Greg on
Program.
blast real quick for the audience. Greg was making a joke the other day about all of our like dream jobs in like our friend group, and he didn't know what I would want to be as a dream job, so he just made me a pimp in this fantasy. It was fucked up.
What would
It
you wanna
was
be?
it
What
was
would you
a writer. I went to school. I have a
That's
creative
not a
writing
real
degree.
job.
I would want to be a journalist or a
That's
novelist.
not a real job.
It was.
Get a
It
job.
was. For years, it was a real job. There used to be a real job. They used to pay people to write things, to put
Not
thoughts into
anymore.
words.
Not
But now
anymore.
Gronk is gonna
OnlyFans
dress up in
action.
sexy little panties for you and tell you about the fucking weather.
Well, I didn't know you want to be a writer. I've never seen.
Gronk
you
is gonna
write
tell you to
anything
put a
for
fucking
fun.
coat on
You
before
didn't
you
know
go out
Chandran's
and give you a
was
fucking
poetry.
digital hand job.
I know Chandran.
I can't beat that. I can't give you a hand job with my goddamn writing. I can't make Visa money.
Poetry, but
Give
I've
you
never
like
seen you
just like
write for
suck
fun.
you off every goddamn morning.
What have you written for fun? I'm serious. I'm actually serious.
What have I written for fun?
Yeah, what do you write for fun?
I don't know. I write like short stories these days. I'm
What do you
getting more
write?
into prose again.
What are they?
You should make a we should make a Patreon tier where we just get access to all of your short stories.
I'm so serious.
My last complete flash fiction was a little story about a lady whose girlfriend broke up with her via note on the table.
What was it called? The Note?
Oh, it has a title now, but I forget. It's been a little while since I've read it.
Was it a well-loved oaken table? Sitting in a warm.
No, it was a cheap table they got from a thrift store.
Damn it!
Fuck, that's good.
That's good!
It was a cheap little table they got.
That's not derivative at all!
It was, they took it apart and put it in the back of, her girlfriend's SUV, and they were surprised it fit, and they brought it home. That's this little tiny detail that isn't in the story.
Was the SUV, or was like the U-Haul already there, because she had
only.
only moved in like 3 days before?
Okay,
No, I don't
can I
think
get
it's
back
that
to the
kind
fucking episode?
Okay.
Okay. Sorry to disregard
Wait,
your
Chandran,
writing,
do you need
but
another
we
beer?
should.
I need another beer, by the way.
I need another beer. All right, talk away.
Austin,
monkey
you
boy.
keep talking. I'm gonna get another beer.
Now that they're gone, I'm gonna level with you about what this episode is about. A lot of people think that bonobos, for example, are the peaceful cousins of chimps, and comparatively, that's probably true. But they are still quite violent. Like bonobos, from what I've heard from people who work with bonobos, still beat the shit out of each other. They're still chaotic. I think macaques and chimps have less qualms about being violent to humans, but getting roided, not resulting in you being treated better by society, is not indicative of the Antichrist or whatever these fucking manosphere freaks will tell you. Like, it's might does not equal right. That's right. That it doesn't exist like that in nature either. Sorry, buddy. However, the state has a monopoly on violence in our society. Mao once said, political power grows from the barrel of a gun. The state decides when violence is acceptable and when it is not. For example, two guys fist-fighting to resolve an argument, which is a form of communication. This is regarded as unacceptable, but the police hitting them with a taser or a baton to arrest them afterwards is acceptable violence. For example, our parents used to be just allowed to fight each other at school. I don't know, Greg, did your parents ever tell you stories about like them just getting into like fist fights at school and like nobody did anything?
When I was in 6th grade, I had beef with this other kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
We were on a football team together. It's middle school football.
Right.
And my dad filled up, those coolers that you could they were like a jug, which is like a big water cooler.
Yeah.
My dad filled it with water and froze it solid and told me to take it to practice and swing it at him as hard as I could. And I tell you what, I fucking did. Thank God we were already wearing our helmets, because I hit him in the fucking head with this fucking thing as hard as I could. Like, he said something to me, and I went, "Oh yeah, bitch," and I just like whacked him, and then I had to run. Laps.
I bet he got your point.
He did. He stopped. I had to run laps for like 2 straight fucking weeks. It was the best shape I've ever been in my life. But like that's how my dad was always like, if they fucking talk shit to you, he was like, just fucking hit them. He's like, and so I got in a lot of fights as a kid.
Now obviously there's some drawbacks to this. Like, Chandran, you would probably say that, okay, nowadays kids can't resolve their conflicts by like fighting. If they even look like they're gonna fight, the cops are gonna come and like fucking throw them in the carceral system immediately.
No, I mean, they still fight.
How often
definitely
are there fights?
My school, like once every month.
Are they good?
I'm at a very good school.
Are they good fights?
I don't know. I very rarely see them. I saw. They're not.
I feel like they crack down on it more though. Like, you've seen those videos.
They are over within a minute.
Well, the thing is, like
2-3 minutes straight.
The fight breaks out. The thing is, at my school, I work at a pretty nice school. I work at a magnet school. It's a public school still, but it's like most of the kids there are only there conditionally. They have to get certain grades. They have to achieve certain standards and these things if they want to remain at that school. Mm-hmm. So there's very little of that at my school.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
About education.
Yeah.
Jaden and I want to have kids one day. All right. What's your
Interesting.
opinion on Montessori?
Oh.
Well, you're fucking educated.
I heard they're cool.
I don't know. I don't work in Montessori. I don't know what the Montessori method is. I just know it exists.
Well, the Montessori method
It's
is, like,
probably overrated. It's probably
more
waste
skills
time.
based, like, because you only go.
I don't know,
when you're
man.
little.
I think you
The
can solve
preschool
most
I
problems
went
if you
to
just
just
hang
showed
out
me
with your
Veggie
child
Tales
and,
all
like,
day,
read
so it can't be
them.
worse than that.
Yeah, Veggie Tales is fun. Who doesn't love
Look
Veggie
how
Tales?
you turned out.
Like I said, Montessori can't be worse than that.
I went to born and raised Catholic man. My parents sent me to Lutheran preschool.
That's weird.
That's
It was
weird.
weird.
Okay.
What was
Nowadays, authorities, teachers, parents, everything in society is much harsher on violence, like interpersonal violence. And maybe this is an acceptable trade-off. For example, it's probably good that kids aren't allowed to get into fights at school as much anymore. That's probably for the best. But
Yeah.
the problem is that this also introduces them into the fucking carceral state early on, usually, if
Well,
they
how
get
else
into
are we gonna
fights.
get people to make license plates?
I mean, do you see those videos of cops like body slamming kids in
watched that
schools?
shit
Like this is a
happen.
daily
Yeah,
occurrence
so
now.
the one thing I do know exists in every school is an SRO, a school resource officer,
Yep.
who is just a gun-carrying police guy who works at the school, who like works at that school, who's positioned at that school, or whatever, right? He shows up there every day. That's his beat. That's his patrol, I guess. I don't know the details on like the cop side of that, but I know what I see every day is like one cop comes back to school year after year, day after day. He works there. He basically works for the school,
where I went to school in Union County was county sheriffs. They had a county sheriff for each school, and that is when they get hired, they're hired to do that. They're not a regular cop outside of the school. They only work
Right.
at the school. Mm-hmm. Mine was cool. He would smoke weed in the parking lot.
That's kind of cool, actually.
Shout out Owal.
That's
Only
probably
good
not
one.
actually cool.
You the one good
Only
one,
good
Owal.
cop.
He used to break up fights in the funniest fucking way too. I know it's not great, but he wasn't as violent. They brought in another guy my senior year, and he was violent. Owal, he was a big dude.
Well, and, like,
He'd be,
that's-
6'6". He would just get in the middle of the fight and let them punch him in his fucking vest, because he was wearing a bulletproof fucking vest after all the school shootings started. So they would just be punching him in the vest, and he'd be like, "You're gonna go to jail if you keep hitting me," and he'd just say that, and nobody ever went to jail.
Oh,
He didn't take anybody to jail.
Good
But
strategy.
they would make him stop.
yeah.
So we can maybe agree that in the case of schools, it's probably good to like step in and stop violence. A cop body slamming a child to break up two kids fighting, which they're communicating something, just like monkeys fighting the wild are communicating. That's an example of the state monopoly on violence. It's okay for the cop to do that, but it's not okay for the kids to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Usually this is also okay because we trust the state with the monopoly on violence. Like we entrust it to them as a part of the like social contract.
Exactly.
But what is our recourse when the monopolizer of violence that we have entrusted, the state, comes at odds with the humanity and the basic dignity and the well-being of its subjects? Fanon, noted decolonial scholar, correctly observed that violence is the colonized and oppressed's only recourse in the event that all other avenues of communication fail. Voting-
Trans?
What?
I do not believe Frantz Fanon was trans.
What the fuck are you talking about,
what is
man?
with trans people's obsession with Frantz Fanon?
Because
'Cause
he's a
he's a
good
great thinker.
decolonial writer.
He's one of the greatest of all time, man.
I know he's
why
one of the
would
greatest
you
of
be
all time,
obsessed
but
with
I don't
Frantz
know.
Fanon?
I've just always noticed that there's a weird
Voting
amount of
public-
trans people who
okay.
really love Fanon. I thought maybe there was like an identity thing.
No. Voting, public consensus, all civil forms of communication with the state that is supposed to be accountable to them have been cut off and disregarded by the only actor that can legally enact violence. So you remember when that lady on Twitter got in trouble for saying, "What did you think decolonization meant" on October 7th?
Yeah.
Palestinians are living in open-air concentration camps, legally declared apartheid, legally declared genocide. There's a quote-unquote ceasefire, and they just killed 100
Israel
kids
gets
last
to
night.
pause the ceasefire whenever they want, and then go
Because they
"Ceasefire
have the
back
monopoly on
after
violence.
They've done a murder.
Palestinians don't have a state. They aren't allowed to do any violence, but Israel can monopolize all the violence, just kill them whenever they want. They can't vote their way out of this. They can't communicate with their captors in any meaningful way. And all research, including my own, reinforces the fact that when primates, humans are a primate, cannot communicate meaningfully with other members of their species, when they are isolated, alienated, and subjected to unnatural conditions, they become violent. They become violent to themselves and to others because violence is how the colonized, downtrodden, and oppressed reclaim their sense of humanity that has been forcibly stripped from them. It's their only way to enforce their status as a human again. This is Fanon's whole thesis of his works.
Yeah.
Astute listeners may recall a certain Travis the chimpanzee. In 2009, Travis broke out of his cage, mauled his owner's best friend beyond recognition, and nearly killed a cop because he was locked inside a cage, drugged, and separated from any other living thing that he could meaningfully communicate with for his entire life. I would not categorize Travis the chimp's outburst as a senseless, drug-addled violence, as some people would. That never made sense to me because Xanax doesn't make you violent. Living in a cage makes you violent. The Xanax was to try to pacify him. The violence was not senseless. It made perfect sense to Travis the chimpanzee.
I see.
The point being made
It
here
was a
is
great
that
act of anti-colonial violence.
It was the great act of anti-colonial violence.
I do not condemn Travis the chimp, and I do not condemn Hamas.
Charlotte Nash had that shit coming.
Well, maybe not Charlotte Nash.
She was a complicit agent in the apartheid
she was a
of Travis
little
the Chimp.
complicit. If it sounds like I'm not taking this seriously, it's just because this is a comedy podcast. But like this is a real comparison to be made here. You can't keep living beings in a cage.
He's not liking this.
You can't keep living people. Living beings in a cage.
Yeah, that's a fundamental thing that I think a lot of at least American and maybe European thinkers, generally speaking, fail to recognize is that if whatever kind of outline or theory for how we should engage as a society, if you do not consider all living things in that society, you have not finished the job. You have not adequately created the correct. You have not adequately come to the solution you're looking for. Because you must consider how you exploit the natural world. You must consider your relationship to the animals that live in the place you want to live. And you must consider how you can, if you have some idealized utopian vision for the world, you must understand or come to terms with or find some solution for how you are going to incorporate the natural world, which you are a part of, and you can never escape because you must live on this planet, you must be made of flesh and blood, you must die, you must be born, etc., etc. How can you incorporate that thing on, with equal, or if maybe not equal, at least serious and genuine consideration and empathy? Because I do understand the arguments for, a human being, and this kind of societal thing I'm putting together. Of course, I want to make sure that humans get to live and be free and all that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. But
yeah.
I've been reading a lot on, or not a lot, but I've started reading some Adorno lately. I've been reading the theses.
You like reading Adorno?
It's hard. He's hard to read, particularly.
I've tried to read Adorno in the past, and I will say, Marx is difficult, but if you know a little bit about economics, it's okay. Adorno is dense,
metaphysically challenging.
Yeah,
yeah, metaphysically,
he's
shaking you up.
Yeah.
But I read the theses on needs recently. Okay. I need to reread it. But his fundamental argument is that you can't create a society that is going to suit everyone's needs, because needs are socially constructed, and as soon as you meet everyone's needs, quote unquote,
there'll be new needs.
The needs will shift immediately.
Chainsaw Man speaks on this.
But I don't even remember my connection to Adorno now. Anyway,
just read Adorno if you're at home.
Read Adorno.
My broader point, though, is that when primates, my thesis in college, what I went to master's program for.
Oh yeah.
It was studying, how primates with several modes of communication available to them, if they cannot access some of those modes of communication may begin to rely on other forms of communication. I am trying to connect to the natural world, the very real reality that people sometimes say is like, oh, like evil, fucked up, and violent. We have to be non-violent. We have to be good people. I'm not saying that there is a necessity for violence in our society, that it needs to happen. I'm not saying that because, oh, I'm evil and fucked up and crazy and I like violence. I'm saying it because violence is the only form of communication left to oppressed people when they are put in situations like this. This is the only recourse available. There is no voting your way out of this. This is the only, like, I do sound a little bit insane, but this is why these things happen. When people say that, like, oh, like, terrorism is just, like, completely wild and out of nowhere. Sometimes it is, like, you know, for example, when people are ideologically incoherent, they may do acts of random public terrorism because that violence is an outburst, because they don't know how else to vent their frustrations with the world. They can't communicate in words what they are feeling. That's why most terrorists are right-wing, because they don't have a coherent materialist view of the world, so they can't, like, put thoughts into words. They have to just act out violently. But that's also why revolutions happen, why all of history has been dictated by, like, violent overthrow, wars, whatever, because when communication fails, violence is the only thing left. That's why violence happens. And it is natural in a sense, but there's a better way.
I think your analysis is spot on.
I agree.
Is this a first?
We should write a book. We should write a book.
Low key,
You know what? I'm making a new ideology. I'm a Marxist, Leninist, Travis the chimpanzeeist with Mao Zedong thought.
I think, unironically,
we're gonna put out our
three of
pamphlet
us-
on this shit.
Yeah.
I think the three of us could write a fucking book.
The GRS.
You know what would be a really good thumbnail for this episode is the Marx, Engels, Lenin, Stalin, Mao, and then just Travis.
Yeah. Big fat Travis.
Yeah.
Like I do like maybe our fixation on the Travis incident is weird. It's not that weird to me because it's probably the most famous primate incident in recent human history, and it's like so many people have their knowledge on chimpanzees based on this outburst. And I don't think it's leading people to think that, like, oh, chimps are like evil demons that need to be exterminated from this earth, but I also think people need to understand that this violence that happened was like a logical conclusion to the actions that they took by putting Travis the chimp in a fucking, you know, single room with no one to talk to but this crazy lady listening to Rush Limbaugh all day.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my point I wanted to make. The new job I'm working at, we can talk about it next episode, but I like it a lot better than my previous job, if for no other reason than it's mostly for, like, breeding monkeys, and they just have, like, big outdoor areas, and they just do whatever the fuck they want, and we just clean up after them, more or less. It's a lot more chill. We're not doing, like, surgeries on them. I think we do some, like, vaccine studies and, like, diabetes studies, but, like, some of the research is just, like, the monkeys develop.
What are you doing for Palantir, dog? What are you doing?
Dog.
How can we round this off? Because I feel like we've all got bullshit to say. What other bullshit?
Yeah. I guess we'll
what's
just
going on
cap
in
it
your
off by
life,
saying, like, my point has been made, I think.
That's
but
good. Now tell me what's going on in your life.
I started a new job. I'm back
Yeah?
with I'm back in the monkey shit.
Yeah,
I know
else
what
is
I
going on
am.
with
I
you?
know
What
I'm
else is
destined
going
for
on
this.
with you? What else is going on with you, buddy?
What do you mean?
What else is going on with you? I'm asking you how you're doing.
Oh, I mean, I moved.
You are my friend.
I don't know. We normally do this off the podcast.
Nah, let's do it on here. Let's make us a little bit more human.
Yeah, no, I'm doing all right. I'm feeling hopeful that I can start paying off my credit card with this new job. And
Opium.
How's your sleeping arrangement doing?
Yeah, how's your sleeping arrangement going?
it's not that bad.
He's turning his camera to the bed on the ground. That's crazy. Are you sleeping in your living room?
No, this is my bedroom.
You got a patio?
Yeah, but there's a patio in my bedroom for some fucking reason. I don't know.
Go out there?
I don't know. I guess so you can like fuck on the balcony. I guess.
It's first floor, so it's not a balcony.
He's sleeping on the ground on the first floor with the roaches.
God damn, man.
Okay,
I'm
it's not
begging you,
on
can
the
we
raw
please
carpet.
get you.
I have a tatami mat underneath. This is a Japanese futon. It's an intentional cost-saving measure, but I'm being responsible and hygienic.
You your bed frame this weekend.
You have a bed and
I
a
can
bed
just
frame.
put the bed frame in my car.
I've heard this is good for your back, though. I want to try it. I want to give it a
so
good college
on a big
try.
fucking piece of granite like they do in Korea. It doesn't sound nice though.
It's not that bad.
How's your back feeling after your first week of this?
Yeah, how is your back?
Well, I've learned a lot about taking care of your back in the past couple of months. I've started wearing a back brace to work because
To the monkey job?
But there's a lot less scrubbing on your hands and knees involved in this job. Like we still do like repetitive like sweeping motions, but at the aquarium I was working at, I was like genuinely on my hands and knees, like reaching inside of things at fucked up angles with my back to scrub as hard as I can. And that really fucked up my back. But
You think you're gonna make it?
I think we're all gonna make it.
We're all gonna make it. How
It's
beautiful.
over, and that's all right.
Yeah.
Chandran, how's your life going?
Decent. You know. I don't know, man.
We all just got done talking at like 19 minutes into this episode about how we're all like about to be impoverished. And there's no safety net anymore, like even a little bit.
Yeah, but brother, there's much.
I'm realizing that I think
the drinks are flowing.
I'm realizing I think my karma's bad. I'm trying to improve my karma. I've been too cynical. I've been too mean. I've been too stingy. I've been too all these things. And I feel like, my
This morning
vibes
you
have
opened
been-
up the window and said, "You there, boy, what day is it?"
Yeah, literally. I'm like, I need to make a real change. I need to make a change like, Mr. Scrooge or something. It's so I'm just trying to be more positive.
I have
You know-
noticed you spent the last year on the podcast saying like, "I hope we all die in nuclear hellfire."
You
So
have been saying that a lot. I think your karma might be a little bad.
My karma might be a little bad. Yeah, maybe I should stop saying that I want to die in hellfire and that I want everybody to die and like that. I don't think
maybe
that
there
any of
is
these-
hope.
I don't think that any of these people like deserve a breath or fresh air and like every American should be like put in a fucking like mud prison or something. I don't.
Put in the brazen bowl, right?
Yeah, like maybe I should open my heart.
Yeah, maybe.
But
That's a nice note to end on, I think.
Well, that's good.
Well,
These are-
thank you
you've
all
heard
for
about me.
listening. You know who else you can bring up your spiritual concerns to in November? I'm not going to say it yet, though, because we don't know for sure, but we might
Maybe
have
a
something
spiritual
special
person.
planned. We might have something spiritually awakening planned.
We're gonna open the oldest vault. And guess what?
exciting.
Every single one of them.
Every single one of them.
All right.
All right, that's it. That's the end.
All right, bye.
Goodbye,
Dude.
everybody.